All right. Now the next question is a question on the chain rule, right? So here we've got ourselves a function of two variables, x and y, which are in turn functions of t, right? So, and the question is to differentiate the original function with respect to this t. Now, strictly speaking, to be honest, I think it would be easier to just substitute sine t for x and t squared for y into the equation for z, and then just differentiate with respect to t, right? But the exercise here is an exercise on the chain rule, and it is required to do so by the chain rule. Right? So let me show you how to do it by the chain rule. And so the chain rule for a function of two variables looks like this. Um, so the partial derivative of, well, strictly speaking, it is just a usual derivative of z with respect to t. It's not a partial derivative. So the derivative of z with respect to t is the derivative of z with respect to x times the derivative of x with respect to t plus the derivative of z with respect to y times the derivative of y with respect to t. Okay, so the derivative of z with respect to x, right? So we've got to differentiate this expression with respect to x. The derivative of an exponential function is just the exponential function itself, minus 2y, times the derivative of the exponent, but it's just 1, so I'm not writing it. So times the derivative of x with respect to t, right? So this is my x. It's sine t. Its derivative is just cosine t, plus the derivative of z with respect to y, right? So it's still e to the minus is x minus 2y. Well, but now times the derivative of x minus 2y with respect to y, and it's negative 2. And times the derivative of y with respect to t, so which is 2t. Okay? So this is e to the x minus 2y times cosine t minus, I guess, 4t. And I guess we can just take it out. All right, so one last detail is that it doesn't really make sense to, to have an answer that contains both x, y, and t because they're sort of like different collections of variables, right? So if we're differentiating z with respect to t, it means that the answer should be entirely in t. So we've got to, um, substitute sine t for x and t squared for y. So it's going to be e to the x is sine t, so it's e to the sine t minus 2t squared times cosine t minus 4t. That's the final answer.